Okay, now to start with the next experiment PIR, first you should know what the PIR is. PIR is a motion sensor. Now what are the applications of motion sensor? Now in any of the application, if you require to know that if this object is detected, I want to get a signal or a alarm, right? If there is any thief at home, if you are sleeping, I need to know it through an alarm. So there, how, which sensor is being used? That is a PIR sensor. If I want to protect any one of the area where there should be no intruder, and if there is someone coming in that area, specific area, then I should get a notification of it. And for that purpose, I'm using this PIR sensor. So PIR sensor is being used to detect the motion, right? To identify if there is any motion where I don't want any motion, okay? Or even there, if a patient is a bedridden, if that patient, if any patient is in coma, I need to know. Now 24 by 7 we can't keep a watch on a patient to know what and when that patient is making a movement, right? But if I want to identify whenever there is a motion, I need to get a notification, then that there also we can use a PIR sensor. So whenever, wherever you need to know or you need to get the notification of the motion, at that time we use this PIR sensor. Okay, now we will see how to interface a PIR sensor. Now, as I have explained you what is a PIR sensor, now tell me what type of sensor it is, whether it is a input or a output device. Yes, anyone? Whether it is input device or output device?
output.
आउटपुट, आउटपुट है क्या पीआईआर? अभी मैंने कहा इट इज़ अ मोशन सेंसर, वो आउटपुट नहीं दे रहा है, वो आपको इनपुट दे रहा है वेदर देर इज अ मोशन डिटेक्टेड और नॉट. इज इट करेक्ट? तो पीआईआर सेंसर से आप क्या रीड करने वाले हो? वेदर द ऑब्जेक्ट इज बिंग डिटेक्टेड और नॉट, ये आपको जानना है. एंड टू नो इट, how you will come to know it? Just by reading the value of the sensor. सेंसर का आउटपुट आपको रीड करना है whether the object is detected or not. Okay, so for that we will, just a minute. So this is the circuitry which I have already built. Okay, so this is your PIR sensor. Just a minute, I just want to I will just take a code and I will explain you how we have connected it. We will create one new design for it. We will take the components. We can select a component PIR sensor. We can select a component your Arduino Uno, LED which I want to connect, and the resistor, right? If I want to write a code, this is the simple code. Now here I will just paste my code for this PIR. नाउ दिस इज़ अ PIR सेंसर. PIR सेंसर का अगर आपको ये जानना है कि कौन सा टर्मिनल है, so this is your signal. This is again a digital device. Okay, so as this is a digital device, whenever I am saying it is a digital or a analog device, now digital device means the signal, whatever output I want or whatever input I am going to read through that particular sensor, that sensor input or output is in digital form. So when I say it is in a digital form, that means it is in zeros and ones. Okay, so this pin is a signal pin, this is your power, and this is your VCC. Okay, I will connect the LED as we have used the LED in the first experiment. In the same way we are going to connect it. So cathode is connected to ground and anode is connected to the 13th pin. Okay, now how to connect this PIR sensor? To connect a PIR sensor, I am going to connect this sensor signal pin to the 11th pin number. Okay, power to the VCC 5 volt, and this to the ground. Okay, now what is the code written? As I have told you, LED is your output device, PIR is your input device. So in void setup, first what I am going to do is I am going to set the mode of these two pins, that is LED pin 13 and sensor pin 11. Okay, so whichever digital input output pin I am going to use for the connecting LED and the sensor, that pin, for that pin I need to set the mode. So the pin mode selected or set for the 13th pin is output because LED is connected, and my 11th pin is for this connect, it is connected to my PIR sensor, and the PIR sensor is my input device over here, which is going to provide me the object detection or not, and that is connected to the 11th pin, so the mode is input. Now whenever we read any value from a sensor, that read value should be stored in some variable, right? And for that I have used a variable value. So int value is equal to 0 I have declared before using that variable in the loop section. Okay, so now in that variable I'm going to read a value of a pin number 11. So pin number 11 is connected to PIR sensor, right? So whatever, by using a function digital read, by using a function digital read which pin? 11th pin. So by reading this, by using this digital read function, I'm going to get a value whichever is recognized or identified by the sensor, whether it is 0 or 1. So if this value is high, I want to glow the LED. If this value is high, I want to on the buzzer that there is some object detected, there is some intruder outside my house. Okay, so sorry, I again got disconnected. Just a minute. Okay, so in this way the code is written that if the value is high, I need to on the LED. If the value else, I need to off the LED. Is it clear? Simple code is there. Just read a value from the sensor and on off the LED. Okay. Now I will say start simulation as the code is ready. Now how to simulate it? Click on this PIR sensor. After clicking on the PIR sensor, you will find what is the range of a sensor. So whatever triangle you see over here, just a minute. I'm adjusting it just to make you visualize. Just a minute. Huh. After clicking on this PIR sensor, you see this highlighted green portion is actually the range of that PIR. So whenever I will click on this, that means there is some object detected. So this is the area, and in this area if there is an object, if I'm clicking, that means object is detected, the LED should glow. See, LED is glowing. After just one click, you see red over this sensor. At the same time, your LED is glowing. I will zoom it more. Now see, is it visible? If I will go out of the range and if I will click, there will be no LED glowing. Only in that range. If I click over here, then only the LED is on. Is it clear everyone? How this PIR sensor is being interfaced?
Yes, ma'am.
So for the same, if I want to know the schematic of it, I will click on schematic. So see, this is a clear view of a schematic where you will come to know how actually the PIR sensor is being interfaced to Arduino Uno. Same about the components. What are the components required to this connection for this interfacing? Is there any doubt in understanding PIR sensor? Anyone? Yes, students? No doubt? Now we will see how to interface a ultrasonic.